My beautiful people, welcome again to another fun episode of Nanaba's Kitchen. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Today I am presenting to you Fante Fante, which is a stew that originates from my hometown, the central region of Ghana, and Cape Coast to be precise. Yes, it's by the Fantes. And it is a very simple stew made with few ingredients. Technique is really straightforward, and yet the taste is just going to blow your mind. I cannot wait to start, so let's wash our hands so we can dive right into the recipe. For the ingredients, I have red snapper fish that's been cleaned, scaled, and cut into my preferred sizes. I have some prawns here, deveined, and I also have some king crab legs that I have cut into little pieces and also removed all these pointy edges from there. And that's it for the protein. Then I have some tomatoes on the vine, all fresh ingredients. Very important to use fresh ingredients in this recipe. I also have one red onion, which I'm going to use for garnish, one white onion. I have some white crushed pepper, all-purpose seasoning, which you can substitute with your bouillons. I also have my palm oil. I have some salt. And then for our aromatics, I have 3 Scotch bonnet chilies, also known as habanero. And then I have my basil. Fresh basil is best for this. You want to use all fresh ingredients. And then I have my garlic, okay? I have 5 pieces of garlic. And then I have this small piece of ginger, and that's all she wrote. Yes, friends, so watch closely as I place the crabs first on the bottom of the pot and then the delicate protein go on the top. Next step in the preparation, friends, is to blend all of our ingredients with the exception of the oil. So let's jump right into that. It's always good practice to cut up your ginger before blending so it blends smooth for you. So into the blender, the ginger goes, followed by the garlic, then the basil, the habanero chilies, and half of the white onion. Reserve the other half for garnish later. We're also going to chop up half of the red onion that also goes into the blender, and the other half will also serve as garnish later. We're also going to add our tomatoes into the blender right now. So remove from the vine. Fresh ingredients is key in this dish. If you want the best results, make sure you use fresh ingredients. So I'm just quartering all my tomatoes and also into the blender I pour them. And then I'm going to add my white pepper, followed by my all-purpose seasoning, which you can substitute with your bouillons, whichever one you want. I've also added my salt now. Let's blend it up. All right, so we've blended all our ingredients together, and it's not too smooth and it's not too rough either. And that's the consistency I like. Now we're going to taste it. This blended, make sure to ensure that we have enough seasoning in there. Because what this tastes like is what your stew is gonna taste like. The thing with Fante Fante is that there is no stirring that happens here, because you will tear up all your fish pieces to scatter it all over, and that's not gonna be pretty. So let's taste this and make sure it has enough salt in it before we move on. Perfect. Everything in here is fresh, exactly what we need to complement our protein. After pouring in your fresh blended ingredients, you can also rinse your blender with just a small amount of water and add it to the pot. And then to ensure you're not disrupting the strategic placement of your protein, just gently give your pot a shake to coat all your protein with your fresh blended ingredients. Cover the pot and set it on the stove on medium heat. This takes about 15 minutes to cook. that's it. In the meantime, I have some etzo cooking simultaneously because that's what we're going to be enjoying this with. Yes, in the central region, the people from Cape Coast enjoy this dish, usually with etzo, but you can have it with whatever you choose. Now I'm going to be working on my final aromatics. So I have my chilies, my habaneros, my petit bel chilies or pakushito, and I'm just trimming the heads off. I'm not taking them off completely so that I can keep the heat in and release just that fragrance, that beautiful chili fragrance. I'm working also on my garnish with the onions, cut them into really large pieces. It's been about 12 minutes into the cooking. We all know seafood doesn't take that long to cook at all. So at this point, your seafood or your protein should be tasting perfect. You can taste for your salt. It should all be on point because remember, you tasted in the beginning before you even poured your blended mixture into your protein. So it should taste exactly like what you had in terms of the amount of protein there. All right, give it a gentle shake. You don't want to go in with a spoon. No, you will scatter the fish. Now I'm pouring in the palm oil into a separate pot. I've added just a few pieces of the sliced onions and my petit bel chilies as well as the habaneros. I'm just going to heat this up. What I'm trying to do here is give my palm oil a little bit of flavor infused from the aromatics I have placed in it. So I'm going to cook it for about 2 minutes, also on medium heat. In the meantime, I've poured the onions onto the fante fante, which is done cooking. So I've pretty much turned the heat down to the lowest setting at this point. Almost done. Our palm oil should be perfectly infused. This is essentially a fisherman's stew or soup. It is beautiful, very clean flavors. You can definitely omit the palm oil if you do not want that. You can use your any oil at all you like, or you can completely omit it. The palm oil does give it the authentic flavor though, all right? So it is done. And you can go in with a spoon and just be strategic still. You don't want to tear up your fish pieces. And then brighten it up some more with your fresh basil in the end. At this point, the heat is completely off. We are ready to serve with etzo. Etzo is made with fermented corn. It's cooked like bangkung. It's steamed. It is super delicious and it pairs perfectly with this fante fante. However, you can enjoy it with your rice, with your yam, whatever you choose, okay? Now, if you're interested in learning how to make etzo, the perfect etzo that stays soft for days, let me know in the comments section. I'll be glad to bring you a recipe. Just look at how beautiful this turned out, friends. I hope you enjoyed yourself today. I sure did. I thank you always for sharing your precious time with me. I hope you get to try this recipe. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, make it a great day, and have fun, especially in that kitchen. See you soon on my next one. You all know what time it is. Chop time! Yes.